Right. Hello and welcome, everyone. Welcome, FPL managers. Welcome to Corner Football Fantasy. And of course, we are bringing you the zonal weakness for Game Week 11. And tonight, of course, my co host is FPL Wrangler, all the way from the United States. Welcome.
Thank you, Nadim. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you very much for having me on again. It's always good to be here.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure having you, actually. And of course, how was your game week?
It was okay. I played wildcard in game week 10. Expected
Mhm.
more, but I mean, can't complain. It was a grayish arrow, I would say, like grayish
Mhm.
green. So got 69. So some of the players I was expecting gonna give more returns, like Watkins, one of them, right? Palmer got lots of chances, like Chelsea couldn't convert
Mm.
any of those chances. So those are the two players I was not very happy about in terms of return, but otherwise, I mean, I can complain. It is what it is. Rest of the players like Son, Salah. I mean, I mainly played wildcard for Salah, and I got him and captained him. So it was okay. It was good. How
Okay.
about yours?
So, how do you have? I played my wild card too, so
Oh,
it's okay.
really?
And
How's it?
yeah, it was okay. Not a big arrow, green arrow. I mean, but yeah, no, you shouldn't be complaining when you get a green arrow. So I'm not going to complain. The only good thing is that I didn't take Salah, and it was an intentional decision because I spread my funds in midfield, but at the same time I captained Haaland. So yeah, Haaland delivered. So that was good. Yeah. So yeah, I'm overall I'm happy. But yeah, glad to know that you had a good game week, and I hope all the audience watching also had a very good game week. But in case if you didn't watch the zonal this week, and I'm sure you'll be able to pick some of the gems that are there, and then you can probably decide and then probably pick the players that you think are worth it. Yeah, so let's get straight into the show. And of course, this is the zonal weakness for game week 11. And all before we get into that, please do give us a follow and a like and a subscribe on our YouTube channel, because on our YouTube channel we are doing this zonal video where we are discussing the zonal of all the teams. So basically you get to see the stats of all the teams, whereas on Twitter we are sharing only selected portion of the or selected teams and only a selected portion of the stats for the zonal, because it just becomes too much of information otherwise. So in case you're looking for all the zonal data to have a watch, and in order to do that, please do subscribe to us YouTube channel. Yeah. And of course, all the data for the zonal, but also all the data that you see on our page and on our other shows are all from the Fantasy Football Scout members area. If you're interested in the membership, please do subscribe, or please do get in the membership by clicking on the link below in the description section, and you'll get a 30% discount. Do not delay, because this offer is very, very soon going to run out. So hurry up. And yeah, I think this will be the most or the best investment that you'll ever make in terms of FPL. So get going. Yeah. So right, FPL Wrangler. These are the players, the three players that we suggested back in the Game Week 7 as transfer options. So what do you think? How did they fare?
Yeah, I think that's whenever I see this table, I feel like that's where your pod become should be very popular, right? Because the players that you suggested, they did at least like for 3 to 4 game weeks. It's not only that particular game week, right? But also you suggest for next at least short to medium term, right? So
Yes.
Trippier's best fixture was actually, I mean, I think at that time, right? And I mean, he was like always a bonus monster. Like any return he gets, he just climbed up to 12 pointer at least, right? Because he always have bonus with him every time with a clean sheet, right? So yeah, I mean, I think Trippier was really good to the I mean to the owners. It was bad that we had to sell him in the wildcard. I don't know whether you sold, but I had to sell him
I
because
didn't. I
okay,
didn't.
yeah.
I'm
So
not
because
making that mistake.
yeah, I mean, again, you have to do some compromise. So I had to have like accommodate Son, Salah, Haaland, and Watkins, right, and also Saka. So I had to just you know basically sacrifice TPR. But again, I actually got his first haul though, 18 pointer. Actually, I got that, so I didn't miss
Mm.
any of TPR's haul so far. So which was good.
Okay.
Got him like in game
Okay.
week 4 or 5. So
So
uh,
the only points that you missed is probably the 0 points in Game Week 10.
exactly. I mean, that's the one, and I was happy. I mean, but well, it's okay. I think he's a bonus monster. He is gonna like tick along anyways. Whenever deliver like Newcastle tick along, but you have to do some compromise, as I said, right? Bowen
Yeah.
actually, it was it was really good call. I think game week 7. I always thought that his good fixture is starting from game week 9, 10 around that time. But if you get even before that, that's really good because you see, right? He already got returns in game week 7 and 9, and his good fixtures are also coming. Like I think next 3 or 4 games, he's gonna have good fixtures. So those who already owned him, like played Wild Cup from game week 7 or 8, they already got Bowen's haul, and I think they are really getting lots of returns from other players too, including Bowen, right? Gordon, I think it was a good pick. First of all, he's an enabler, right? So you don't
Yeah.
expect much. He's like 5.5 around that time, or 5.4, right? So and playing for a very good team, very good attacking team, right? So the one unfortunate thing actually he got Ian yellow, which kind of because of that he missed game week 8, right? And that's why you see the total point is like low, right? But otherwise, I think again since Harvey Barnes is injured, right? His minutes should be better right now, and I think Isak is not there either, right? So he and Wilson, if they can tick along, I think he's gonna get return again. So get great suggestions. I hope you viewers listen to your suggestions and got them and got those halls already. So
Yeah. I hope so. And I hope our pod becomes very popular. I hope it gets views in the thousands very soon. But yeah, it's going to be a steady and slow climb. And I think I'm quite used to the struggle that we had to do in order to make our bit of a name on popularity within Twitter, but I think the same struggle will be also for YouTube at the same time. Yeah. Anyway, let's move to the zonal weakness for game week 4. I sorry, game week 11. And these are the last 4 matches data, of course. So what stands out, right?
um I mean the whites here, right? So basically the whites are against the team which are vulnerable in different like in respective flanks, right? So I think first team is basically Man City, right? They are playing against Bournemouth, who are leaky, and you see, especially in the center, they are ranking second, right? So Haaland already got a huge haul, and you also got that haul as like taking as a captain in the previous game, and against
Yeah.
Bournemouth, it might be a massacre too. So I think City assets like Haaland, Alvarez like should get return against this, and Zonal also kind of backs this up as well. Um, and then Liverpool again, another team, very attacking team, doing really good so far in this season, right? And they are playing against Luton, and Luton is really poor. And as you can see, right in the center, they are ranking one. In the left flank, they are ranking fourth, right? And Darwin is playing in the center, and it looks like his minutes is going to increase even further, right? So looks like he is the first choice. He's playing more of the most the PL games, getting more minutes. Even in the press conference, it came like whenever Luis Diaz couldn't come, right? So Jota actually mentioned that he played because Luis Diaz is not there. So looks like Luis Diaz and Darwin are the main choices there for Liverpool.
Mhm.
And I think like if you already got Darwin, definitely you hold, and even actually you can get Darwin now too because their fixtures in the next 3 or 5 even very good too, right? So yeah,
Yeah.
Darwin and Salah, right? So Salah I
Mhm.
mean he's on penalties as well, right? And Luton is very bad, really. And in their left flank, I think Salah will be able to exploit. Sabuzla is like one name I've been telling from the beginning of this season. I felt I wanted to really look this guy, and looks like he was going under the radar because of the
Yeah.
other players we were intrigued from the Liverpool. We thought, okay, Sabuzla might be a boring player, but he is showing his capability, right? He's a very good passer, right? So the pass that he gave, the last goal for Salah, it was like excellent. Although like there was some fumble there from the Nottingham Forest side, but still, I mean, I think Szoboszlai also a very good shout. I think if you think, because his minutes is very good too, right? I mean, because he's more nailed than probably other options like Luis Diaz or Diego Jota. I think so.
Yeah, true, true.
I think
Yeah,
um, there could be a debate. I mean, if you have both Haaland and Salah, there could be a debate between the captaincy, whom you captain. Uh, I think I would prefer Haaland here because again, if you see the zonal weakness here too, right, and also they are playing in the home, right? So I slightly prefer Haaland over Salah, but again, if you go with Salah, there's nothing wrong over there. And then I think I would like to mention here, like Mitoma, because Everton is ranking first in the right flank, right? So
yeah,
Mitoma, I think, I mean, uh, their injuries are playing a little bit role in terms of like whole functionality of Brighton team recently, and that's why probably they're struggling a little bit. But again, Mitoma overall in terms of minutes, in terms of like creating chances, he's the top player of Brighton, right? And he's playing in the left, and I think if Estupinian is like fit, then it I mean then Mitoma will actually become even better option, because then he can play more forward, create more chances, cut into the box and create shots, right? Or like uh, create chances and like have shots. So he's a very good pick too. I mean, if owners already went there, I think he's a hold. A lot of people are looking for like Neto replacement because Neto was injured, and I think if you have money, I think Mitoma is a good shout. Mitoma or Diaby. I would probably prefer Mitoma here. Again, the zonal also backs it up, right? But that's
yeah,
where I would go. And then again, talking about the NATO replacement, Huang could be another shout too. As you can see, they're playing against Sheffield United, who are ranking second in the left flank. So Huang could be a very good option too. Now, without Neto, I don't know how much functional Wolves will be. That's something to see. But again, I think Huang is a good shout. He also did. He actually did an excellent goal I mean in the last game, right, versus Newcastle. So
yeah.
uh,
And he's sticking along. He's sticking along,
yeah.
to be honest. Yeah.
And I think another shout is Bowen, right? So
Hmm.
left flank, I think Brentford in general their defense are good, but the data actually shows their like left flank has been vulnerable. So I think again Bowen already gave return, right? So I don't know if Bowen is a buy for this week, but if you have him, definitely he's a hold. And or if you're playing wildcard, probably he's a buy too. But otherwise, his price point it's somewhat it costs money, right? So other players around him like Mbumo or even Mitoma, as I said, Diaby, they are also having good fixtures. So I don't think you sell them to get Bowen, but if you already have him, definitely you should have him. And in the play wild card also you can have. Okay.
Well, I
Uh,
got him in my wild card, Mitoma and Bowen.
right. So
And this is the reason why I didn't go with Salah. So, yeah. And last week they both did not deliver. So I was a bit disappointed. Like, okay.
no, I mean
Because
yeah,
yeah, often you tend to play your wild card and you expect your team to immediately return so that
I
you
know.
feel a bit satisfied. Like every decision that you took went your way and you feel confident about yourself. But apparently, when Mitoma and Bowen did not deliver, I was like starting to question myself. Like I'm not sure if I did the right decision. But yeah, here it is, and it looks good. So yeah, let's move to the next one. Or is there anything else you want to
One
discuss in
shout is
this?
itinerary I would like to mention here. So basically, a
Okay.
lot of people are looking for probably a replacement for Udogi, or even they are confused. I mean, looking for like a cheap defender, right? So itinerary could be a good shout, because they are playing versus Sheffield United, and again, itinerary is gonna be playing in that flank, right? So yeah, that's a good shout in terms of zonal, I think. So that's I just wanted to
Hmm.
add here. So.
Right. Okay, so let's move to the next one. I don't think so there is too much to discuss in the next one, to be honest, but still, anything that stands out in this one?
Probably not. I mean, basically, like Arsenal is playing versus Newcastle, so two big teams are playing. anything can happen, right? So you cannot predict. And again, Tottenham is playing against Chelsea. That's another big game, right? So one name probably is Edward, because they are playing against Burnley, and Palace's fixture actually very good, but offensively they were not really functional. I mean, especially because of all the injuries. Defensively they are very good, very impressive. They actually looked really good, but offensively they were really struggling. But again, Edward is I think only 5.5. So and their fixtures is coming good now. There are several other options in that price bracket, like Nketiah, or even I think Joao Pedro, right? So I think Edward is a good shout there too. So just wanted to mention. And Burnley is ranked third in the Central. So I think it's good.
Right. Okay, so let's have a look at the team of the week. I think most of the players we have already touched upon, and it looks more or less the same. But I think there's only one player that stands out. I mean, that's Sufo. So, anything you want
Yeah.
to talk about that?
Sufal, I mean, so yeah, zonal wise, we just talked, right, that Brentford's in the left hand side, they were struggling a little bit, at least the data that shows, and Sufal plays there. Now overall, like they're, I mean, yeah, last 10 games, right? So they actually played like 6 or 7 teams who were 6 games actually. It was really hard opponents, like in all the big teams. So it's understandable that they struggled to get clean sheet, right? But they also didn't get clean sheet versus Everton. Well, Everton is playing good this season, but I think again they have good fixtures. So I think Sufal is a good shout, and he's only 4.4 or 4.5, I think, right? So I think this itinerary and so Sufal, right? Those are some of the cheap options in addition to some other Crystal Palace defenders as well, like Mark Gehi or even Mitchell, right? Those are also good options. But I think attacking or zonal wise, Sufal is really good shout, uh, and their fixtures are good too in next 3 or 4. So yeah, I think I like it, and Cash is there too, right? And they are playing
Yeah,
versus Nottingham
yeah,
Forest.
yeah.
He was really unlucky that last game week that Watkins couldn't convert his that assist, right? Otherwise, he could be in, I don't know, 10 or 12 pointer. So I think again he's playing like an attacker, right? He's a defender, but he's playing like as an attacker for the Villa, and Villa is creating lots of chances, creating lots of goals. So I think Cash. I think a lot of people already have Cash, right? So definitely a good shout.
By just saying that Cash and Watkins that miss, you kind of scratched my old wounds, let's say, and you just took the clot off a little bit again, and it's bleeding a little bit because I had both, and I was really looking forward to that one, and I was thinking like, maybe if something I get from this match, I would be getting quite a big jump. And yeah, apparently that miss was like something that I was quite hurt, something that I was like, okay, everything I can accept, but this one was something that I was finding it hard to digest. And now you brought it up again, so you basically
Sorry,
scratched
it's the
my
same thing. I mean,
old wound again.
yeah, I also own both of them, so it's same here. So, but yeah, I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah,
So, and you
yeah,
assess
it is. It
wildcard
is.
for next 4 or 5 games, right? Game weeks, right? Not
Yeah,
in
yeah,
that
that's
game
true.
week. So
That's true.
I
That's
hope
true.
it's gonna be like working out for us in the medium to long run. So
That's true. That's true. And I think what basically it comes down to the fact that you just sometimes feel that you want immediate returns so that you have a good feeling, and it's a sense of satisfaction. I would say that's what I was looking for. But not that I'm not satisfied with my team, and not that I'm impatient, but just that. Okay, I think that really brings out to the end of the show. Thank you so much, Epil Wrangler, for joining us this week, and thank you, audience, for watching. And of course, we will be back with more content next week. But until then, it's goodbye from me. Take care. Bye bye.
bye.